Good afternoon, my friends. I'm driving on Khalifa Ulban Street. It's one of the main streets that lead towards El Madaniya and the Martys Memorial. And I'm going to take this great underpass here. That's like a shortcut between the area of Kuba and the area of El Madaniya. And our video today is going to be about the museums of Algiers. We are going to show you how to drive to the main museums here in Algiers. I'm going to try and film it as quickly as possible because it's getting dark. So, you know, two of my favorite museums are here at the Martys Memorial. The Martys Memorial is that structure you see ahead of us over there. It's a huge structure, 94 meters high, and it was built on to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Algeria's independence in 1982. So Algeria got its independence in 1962, and in 1982 it celebrated its 20th anniversary. The garage of this area is here on the left. It's here on the left. We just passed it. The entrance to the garage in order to visit this area, and it has two museums. So as I said, it has two museums. We are going to visit the entrance to one of these museums. It's here. We're going to drive close to the monument, to the memorial. This road here will lead you to, if you drive straight on, you will arrive in Belouizdad, where you can visit another museum, the Museum of Fine Arts. And now, since we are allowed to enter this area, we are going to film the area. And the Museum of the Mujahid is here on the left, and the Central Museum of the Army is on the right. You need to cross the esplanade, the vast esplanade on the right, in order to go to the Museum of the Army, whereas the Museum of the Mujahid is here on the left. And by the term Mujahid, we mean an independence war veteran. Okay, so during the Algeria's War of Independence, which was fought for the independence of Algeria between 1954 and 1962, our independence fighters, were called the Mujahids. Okay, so now there is this road here that leads straight into the Bois des Arcades, or the arcades wood. We have just passed a cableway station here, and it's a cableway line that links this area known as Riadh El Feth, the Riadh El Feth complex, to Mohammed Belouizdad, to the neighborhood of Bilkour or Mohammed Belouizdad. As you can see, all this is like a recreational area. I think that there are restaurants here, and it's such a beautiful area to visit. I just hope I don't get lost. Alright, now I've got to turn around because I've got to leave this area. And drive to our next destination. So this area reminds me of the beautiful forests of the Blida Atlas, with lots of coniferous trees. Yes, now I'm on the right way. The road surface is rough here. That's why I've got to take it easy and drive slowly so that the camera doesn't shake. All right. As a teenager, I remember that I used to take this this road in order to go to I used to take this road with my friends in order to go and visit Martys Memorial. There is some beautiful view from here. It's an area that overlooks Mohammed bin Qasmi Street. And the woods here are so dense, you know. They are called Le Bois des Arcades, or Arcades Woods. Ouch! It hit the undercarriage of the car. I mean, there is that ditch here in the middle of the road that, you know, when I attempted to pass it, it hit. I mean, my undercarriage hit the surface of the road. Wow! I rarely come across ditches and potholes that deep. I fail to appreciate the depth of that place. All right, guys. So now we're going to leave this area. It's a bit complex to drive around here. Great. There is a stop sign. I have a good view on the left. Now I'm going to turn around and continue my visit. This time we're going to visit our next museum will be the Museum of Fine Arts, located in the area of Hamma, right in front of the Hamma Botanical Garden. I hope that I will be able to finish this video before the sun sets. So on the right you can see the woods that we have just, or the forest that we have just visited, and on the left there is a cemetery, it's the Al Madaniya cemetery. Now we have come back to the area of Martys Memorial. Alright, so we're going to take this shortcut in order not to waste time. So the memorial is on the right, and we're going to take this shortcut in order to drive down the road of the forest. We call it the road of the Memorial's forest. There is this beautiful balcony here, and now we are filming it at a time when there are people watching the sea, watching the Algiers Bay. It's such a beautiful place. With an incredible view, you can see all the way to Telemly in the east. It's bumpy here too, and there are these cyclists, you know, enjoying cycling here in these woods. The Orasi Hotel is facing me directly over there. The Cervantes cave is here on the left. Even the street on which it's located, the street on the left, is known as Cervantes Street. But we are going to turn right in order to see where the museum is located. So the museum is here on the left, but I think that its public entrance is on the other side. So this is the Museum of Fine Arts, le Musée des Beaux-Arts, here in Algiers. And of course we also have a graduate school of fine arts. This is the Pasteur Institute. I mean, this is its main office, or its old office. So this is the museum. It's on the left, and I am sure that you are going to discover some very interesting masterpieces and artworks made by Algerian artists. Some very fine, interesting masterpieces here. So this is the area of the museum, and this is the end of the cable line which starts from the memorial. And that in front, right in front of the museum over there, so the museum is on the left, and on the right you can see the main entrance, or the southern entrance to the Botanical Garden, to the Algiers Botanical Garden. The Botanical Garden was founded in 1832 by the French colonial authorities, and now in 2032 it's going to celebrate its 200th anniversary. It's such a great thing. Algiers is still proud of this structure here, and we have a lot of plants here, tropical plants, tropical trees, and there is an experimental garden, a garden for biological experiments, and also a zoo inside this garden. So there are lots of things to discover. Plants from all over the world, palm trees and flowers, and all sorts of interesting things to see. And there is also a pond filled with tropical fish and also ducks. Yes. So it's a very interesting place to visit. And now I guess that I'll have to drive all the way to Le Fusilier Square in order to go to central Algiers, because my next museum is is behind me. In fact, it's in the west. I'm still in the eastern part of the city, and I need to drive to central Algiers in order to show you our two next museums. There is traffic here. I didn't expect it. It's a Ramadan day. It's 6:32. Too bad there are no roads. There are no alternative roads. That would allow me to escape traffic in this very place, in this very section of the road. There is an old high school here, Ibn al-Haytham. Okay, so it's a technical school, the Ibn al-Haytham Technical School, here on the left. It has beautiful architecture. I don't know if this was captured on camera here in this video. And the school too is surrounded by some tropical trees, some seemingly tropical and evergreen trees. I'm going to skip part of this traffic jam, because there is nothing more interesting to film until I arrive at the Le Fusilier Square. It seems that we are witnessing a breakthrough here. Traffic is progressing slowly, but it's progressing anyways. And yes, and now I'm headed straight towards Le Fusilier Square, where there's a bus station and a subway station and a cab station and also a cableway station. So the road on the right will lead you to Bir Martys, whereas, all right, there is a kid crossing the road. And the road here on the left. Okay, there are people crossing the road on the zebra crossing, and we've got to respect that as drivers, because the right of way is for them. Okay, guys. So now, and of course, this is a densely populated area, and people, drivers, need to be particularly vigilant here around these places. Anyways, guys, so now I have started my my trip towards our next museum. We are going to visit it very quickly. In fact, there are two museums that we are going to visit next, adjacent to each other. The Museum of Islamic Arts, and also the Museum of ancient arts, and the Museum of Prehistoric Arts and Anthropology isn't very far from them. It's just perhaps 200 meters away from them. It's the Bastion Museum on Franklin Roosevelt Street. It's late in the afternoon and the sun is setting, but I think that I can make it. I will have enough light, enough daylight in order to film the video properly. The Algiers port is on my right. You can see the semi-trailers loaded with containers, ready to transport them to other areas of Algeria to deliver them. Whereas other trucks are also returning empty containers to their owners. All right, guys. So I hope that I'll make it on time before the sun sets. It's 6:39 and the sun is going to set in less than half an hour. Next museums are located in the area of Telemly, our next two museums. But on second thought, I'm going to start with the Museum of Prehistoric Arts and then drive on to Greenbelt Boulevard. So I think that this is the best route. So I'm going to take this ramp here on the right, which will lead me to the area of Mayday Square, Place du 1er Mai. Just left ALN Avenue, by the way. ALN Avenue is named after the National Liberation Army. The army that liberated Algeria from 132 years of French occupation. And it's the army of the FLN, of the National Liberation Front. The FLN, Front de Libération Nationale. Okay, guys, so this is the area of Mayday Square, or Place du 1er Mai. The Mustafa Pasha Hospital is straight ahead. It's over there. If you want to drive there, you've got to drive through this tunnel or underpass. Now we are entering Al Ibn Avenue. The emergency entrance to the hospital is here on the right. And now I'm going to take the next entry on the right here, in order to drive towards Ghermoul Street. I had an aunt who lived here, and I spent part of my childhood here in this neighborhood in central Algiers. Missoni, an area of Algiers known for its clothing stores, isn't very far from here. It's right behind me. This is Ghermoul Street. We have just driven onto it, and now we're going to go straight towards the Museum of Prehistoric Arts. If you want to go to Didush Monat Street, you can take that street straight ahead. It's over there on the right. Straight to Didush Monat Street, one of the main alleys, commercial streets or commercial avenues here in Algiers. Monat Street is on the right, and Franklin Roosevelt Street is here on the left. And now the Museum of Prehistoric Arts is here. The Embassy of Western Sahara is here on the left, and that is the Museum of Prehistoric Arts. It's adjacent to the Embassy of Western Sahara, and of course we have said it multiple times, Algeria openly supports Western Saharan independence. Western Sahara is a nation located in northwestern Africa, and it's currently being illegally occupied by Morocco. 80% of that area of the area of that country is occupied by Morocco. And now we are entering Karim Belkacem Boulevard, where two more museums are located. On my right here, there is a Museum of Ancient Arts, and here, the second building here on the right, is the Museum of Islamic Arts. There are so many interesting things to see there. And of course, here on the left, we have the School of Fine Arts, l'École des Beaux-Arts. Now I'm going to take this shortcut here, Bil'Ajal Hussein. This is in order to drive towards Didush Monat, and our last museum is going to be Bastion 23, which is located near Martyrs Square, Place des Martyrs, not very far from the Casbah of Algiers, the old city of Algiers. There is a hotel here, right around the corner. It's here on the right. Here on the right, where you can see those flags above the door, the entrance door. And I was born here in a clinic here in this area known as Sacré-Cœur, the Sacred Heart. There is a cathedral here known as the Cathedral of the Sacred Heart. This is where I was born, in a clinic. The cathedral, you can see it over there. that building with sharp, you know, angles. I think that it's a Protestant cathedral. It's a Protestant church. You can Google it in order to see its pictures. It has an interesting shape. And there is an elementary school here on the left. And now this alley here leads straight towards Tidush Morad. Just look at how empty Tidush Morad is at this time of day. We are in Ramadan, some 23 minutes before the Adhan, or the call to the prayer, to the Maghrib prayer, or the sunset prayer. And Muslims are going to break their fast. Observant Muslims are going to break their fast and eat after a full day of fasting. And the Muslims are required to fast from sunrise to sunset. And this is going to be one of the rare moments where I'll drive from central Algiers to Martyrs Square, where Bastion 23 is located, where that museum we're driving to is located, without taking any sort of motorway. And you'll see when there is no traffic, when there is no congestion whatsoever, how fast and how practical Algiers roads are. Of course, Algiers is, looks more and more beautiful, and I hope it will become even more beautiful in the future. In 2015 and 2016, the Algerian government decided to make tourism one of the main economic activities of Algeria. In order to diversify Algeria's economy, because before that Algeria relied too much on hydrocarbons, on oil exports, and of course that was a big problem when oil prices dropped. That's why Algeria decided to diversify its economy in order not to rely solely on hydrocarbons and experience problems of lack of revenue, of foreign revenue. So now we are in the area of the central post office, La Grande Poste, and we're at the stoplight. As you can see, there's still a lot of traffic coming into Algiers, into central Algiers. All these are people going home. And on my left, there is a garden. It's the Sofia Garden. It's one of the beautiful gardens of Algiers. It has a playground. And now what we are going to do is drive straight towards the area of Martyrs Square in order to visit the Bastion 23 museum. And Bastion 23 is a museum on the city of Algiers. You know, you can find lots of things related to the city of Algiers and traditional life in the city of Algiers. It mainly focuses on that, and I really enjoyed my visit there. Some 10 years ago, I visited it with my wife. The building covered in nets here on the left is the Sefer Hotel, and I hope that it's going to reopen soon. It's one of the oldest hotels here in Algeria. It was formerly known as the Aliti Hotel. There's a guy crossing the road over there on the crosswalk, and we've got to let them pass because they have the right of way. Whenever you see a guy crossing the road on the crosswalk, you've got to let them pass first. Alright guys, so here on the left there is a square known as Port Said Square, and I wonder why this car is so slow. I think that it's experiencing some sort of serious problem. It's broken down. It's obviously broken down because nothing seems to work on it. Not even the hazard lights. And now we're driving straight towards the area of Martyrs Square. We can see, I mean, in fact, the whole area is like a museum, you know. You've got Casbah, the old city of Algiers, on the left, and you've got Jamesre, or the smaller mosque here. Here, straight ahead, it's that white mosque, and there is also Jebel Kbir. It's behind this building here, the greater mosque. Alright, so I'm going to turn around this mosque here in order to show you the Casbah. There is no way you visit this area without, you know, filming the old city of Algiers. It's right in front of us. You know, the older Casbah is behind those buildings, those western buildings that we see here on the I mean at the square. And now we're going to continue driving towards the area of the museum. The museum of Bastion 23 or Bastion 23 museum. And of course there is more there are other things to visit around here other than the museum and the Casbah. There's also, you know, a beautiful sidewalk here on the next to the museum, adjacent to the museum. There is a wide sidewalk overlooking the sea. Okay guys, so the museum is here on the right. I need to turn right here in order to film it. I'm at the stoplight and I've got to wait until it turns green in order to go. So there is this beautiful fountain here on the right. Here on the right, with these sculptures of okay, the green light is on, so there is this beautiful sculpture of seahorses here on the right, and also this is the museum. It's built in the Islamic architecture of the 16th and the 17th centuries. This is the museum of Bastion 23. It's such a beautiful museum. Alright guys, so now we're going to drive home. I hope that you liked this video and found it interesting and useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notifications button in order to receive notifications of our future videos. Visit Algiers and visit all of Algeria. Drive safely and take care of yourselves.